Hi, I'm Dr. Athre. Welcome to one more patient journey. Today we're going to see Suzanne. Suzanne presented to me with a chief complaint that she's just not happy with the way she looks like. Over the entire COVID pandemic time period, as more people started to go through teleconferencing and video conferencing, she kept noticing her physical appearance. And she noticed that what she was seeing as her physical appearance on the screen just didn't match her energy, her enthusiasm for life, and all the things she does on a daily basis. This is what really brought her in to see if we can make the two, her inside and her outside, match a little bit more closely. Join me as I navigate this journey, and we will see Suzanne's transformation all the way from the day of surgery, all the way to several months after surgery, and hear her talk about her transformation. Ready? Good. Okay. So let me tell you what kind of the game plan for the day is. Okay. I am going to, I've already reviewed your consent forms. Any questions about any of that? Okay. So let's get going. All right. So come on in. Let me kind of share with the world what I'm going to, how I analyze you. Vamos. So we have our beautiful young patient here, okay, who is coming in, and we are doing a facial rejuvenation procedure on her. And so when I look at her, again, I kind of have my systemic way of looking at things. So top 1/3, middle 1/3, lower 1/3. Okay, so this is my game plan here. I'm going to kind of lift up her brow a little bit just to open up her eyes. She's got beautiful eyes. This is kind of my main focal point that I really want to enhance and accentuate. We're going to put a little bit of fat in these areas to revolumize the face. I'm going to lift the mid-face, tighten the jaw, tighten the neck. Okay. Now you can see here in her lower eyelid, she doesn't have a lot of excess skin, nor does she have a lot of excess fat. She has a little bit of thinning of that area. And as you lift this up, you're going to have a little bit of redundancy in terms of skin there. We're going to do a little bit of lasering there. I'm going to do some stem cells on her. And I'm going to get a little bit of fat, okay? And I'm going to revolumize some of the stuff in here just to give her back her youthful kind of volume. The stem cells will come from the fat and then kind of enhance a few sections like this temporal region here, infraorbital region here, a little bit of enhancement right here across the lips just to give her a little bit of bounce. So there's our game plan for the day. And so I have her medicine set up. Beautiful smile is already there. So we can go ahead and get started here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start my little assessment. So this needs to go up here and here. And we're taking this little thing off. Okay. And then here is her jawline. Perfect. Excelente. I'm going to cross over you. Don't worry. Jawline. Okay, do me a favor. Lift your head all the way up. Okay. Do this for me. Perfect. Relax your chin. All right. I'm ready. Are you? All right, let's go do this. Okay, I'm going to give you your medications. We step over you again. Okay, so here are your medications. You've already been to the bathroom. Okay. There's some water. Okay. And I'll tell Elia that I have talked to you, marked you up, you've been to the bathroom, and you're ready to go. All right. Whenever we start a full facial rejuvenation, one of the most important steps is to create the blueprint for the day. All of the steps of the surgery are clearly outlined on the operating room white marker board. This is how it happens. Also, no plan is complete without the smiley face at the end. The blue light protocol, detox protocol with Elixir MD, then reduces the bacterial load of the skin, preparing the patient for surgery, enhancing the outcome of surgery.
Then we did the laser.
Oh, then we did the laser. The laser, I feel, it's like icing, right? It's like a little bit of just icing on the cake. It's good and you can see the result, but I'm a big stuff kind of guy. Oh, I got your hair caught
There's
in there.
still here.
Huh?
This is probably gonna be sticking straight up.
Oh, don't worry about that, but.
My husband said last night, which he was a little Gestapo with your instructions.
I was. I'm very Gestapo. This is like my face
Paul
now.
was following
Oh,
your
good.
instructions.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Mhm.
You sure you're ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hit it.
Oh, that's really good. I don't have any sagging business anymore at all. No, that's really good. Puffy, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Once I clean
Awesome.
your face, it's gonna look even better.
And when the swelling goes down.
Yeah, but you can really like bend your neck down. You can see there's nothing there.
Nothing. I hated that. And you know, when you're on Zoom calls all day in business, all you see is that hands.
I love it. Suzanne, this is rocket. Love it.
Please.
Okay? Huh? I'm just going to take out the hemostatic sutures. Oh, yeah, you're going to prep everything. Okay, yeah, prep it all. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Prep it all. So clean everything, then I'll come take out those. Let me quickly go see her, and then I'll come back. All right, everyone, so I have my lovely patient here, and she's 2 weeks out from surgery, okay? I've kind of created a little montage in some of the other videos, and we'll stitch them all together. Kind of shows her process as we went through this. And you can clearly see, so when we analyzed her, first off, when I saw her, most of her issues, she had 3 issues, and I look at the face in 3 parts. Part 1 is up here, it's the upper 1/3, and we did a little bit of a brow lift just to open up her eyes. The one thing that I really love about her anatomy is she's got these beautiful almond shaped eyes, and I saw that, but her brow was just a little bit down and was kind of crowding that area, and I just wanted to accentuate that. Now, what is the cool thing that I find during this analysis is things that you do up here and things that you do down here, which is that little lid cheek interface, are 2 things that really accentuate the eye. And you can see it's a very natural look, and she's got these beautiful eyes, and you're now concentrating on the color of her eyes. The other portion in the mid face and the lower neck was basically jawline and neck work. So, and the other thing that we did on her, she's 2 weeks out. I mean, she's got a little makeup on. You can tell she's out and at 'em. This is because of local anesthesia with oral sedation, okay? I'm a strong believer in this. I think patients heal faster, and she has also been one of the protocol patients with the Elixir MD. So I think all of this put together has allowed her to really bounce back quickly. How was the process for you? Like the anesthesia process, was that hard?
It was not painful. The only thing that was a little prickly was the laser zapping.
Yeah.
That was it. The rest of it was fine.
Okay, post-op. How was it?
It was, the first night's you're a little icky, yeah. But pretty much after that, it was fine. I didn't really have any pain. I didn't take hardly any pain pills or anything.
So how do you feel? So one of the things that you told me, okay, and I remember you when you came in, you said, I do a lot of Zoom meetings, and when I see my cameo on the Zoom thing is what bugs the living bejeepers out of me. That was what you were really concerned about. Yeah. Do you still think you look like you? What do you feel?
Yeah, and yesterday was my dad's 93rd birthday, and I drove up there and saw my family, and nobody noticed or they didn't say anything, but I mean, they didn't really notice anything different.
So you look like you.
Yeah.
Awesome. And the other thing that you had told me previously, so and these are common things I think patients tell me, you said you feel more awake and alert.
I look more awake and alert. Plus, if you see yourself and you're kind of hanging and down.
You look like a rock star?
No, I feel like a rock star, but I think I do look more energetic and present, which is important in my work. Yeah.
Well, you have a phenomenal result, and I'm really happy with what you got. And you did phenomenal. So you just go keep doing the good work.
You did too.
Thank you. So let me start over. So go ahead, introduce yourself.
Okay.
How old are you and what did you have done?
Hi, I'm 63 years old and I had a facial rejuvenation with Dr. Athre. I came because I had a lot of sagging and loose skin and I felt and looked tired looking and I didn't want that. So I had gone to Dr. Osprey before. I had a rhinoplasty several years ago, and he did a really great job. So I went back to him, and turns out he's evolved more into the facial rejuvenation stuff. And so he worked on me all day long. He just took care of everything: the loose skin, facial volume, my eyes, my brows. He took care of all of it. So it was really good experience. Not a lot of pain, and it was a good deal.
So you answered questions 2 through 10 without me asking them. So that's even more awesome. So let's backtrack a little bit, okay? So when you first came in, okay, one of the things I remember about you when you came in to see me, you had told me that you were doing a lot of Zoom meetings, and that is what triggered this search type of thing of how you felt. Give me a little bit more in depth on that process of what was going on, what it made you feel like, and how you stepped to the next process.
Yeah. Well, I had background, just brief. I had been with a life insurance company for 20-something years and worked my way up the ranks there. And then they got bought by a PE company and it just turned to hell. And so I had a new opportunity in the Northeast with a real great company. And so I was like a fresh start, it's a fresh change in life, different stuff. And so I wanted to look good because most of the people are in their 30s and 40s and I'm 63. So we were on a lot of Zoom meetings and I found myself kind of covering where the sagging was on the phone calls and stuff. And I didn't like it. I just really didn't like it. So that's why I decided to get it done.
So you don't look 63?
No.
It's obvious you don't look 63. So I think that's important. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, so you come in, all right, and you start off with, hey, I don't like this. I want to change. Okay. Now, were you already aware or kind of had an idea of what I was going to say? Or was it like, oh my God, I thought I needed this and I got this?
No, when you come in and you have the appointment, he looks at you like I've never been stared at that intently. I don't think. He's looking at it and he's sizing it up. You could see him calculating things. Plus he had done my nose and he was like extremely methodical, which is what the nurses said at the hospital when I had my nose done. But he knew, he took what I said and he
he dealt with it. And it wasn't just pulling the skin back or the muscles back, which is I didn't want to look like I was drawn, you know. He put volume and dimension to it that made it look very good, I think.
So if you could talk to yourself, okay? So I imagine, and maybe I'm wrong, but I imagine the night before surgery that you're probably lying in bed, probably with some trepidation, maybe some fears, maybe some concerns, and you could talk to yourself, like go back in time. What were some of those fears, if you had them, or what would you tell yourself on the night before surgery?
Well, I was a little worried. I wasn't worried about the pain. I was worried about how it was going to turn out because we were doing a lot, you know. But I wasn't really that afraid because I had had the rhinoplasty with you before and it went really well, and I wasn't that. And I was kind of committed to it, so I guess there was an acceptance on my part about what was going to happen.
And when I told you, so you come in for consultation, we go through the analysis like you described, and then I told you, hey, Suzanne, I really think we could do this under local anesthesia. Shock, or I'm okay with that?
No, it made sense to me.
Any fear about that whatsoever?
No, because if you're laying flat on a table, you can't see everything's pulled, you know, kind of settled back. So having somebody up where you can look at the adjustments when you're making them makes a lot of sense to me. That would be better.
So, full disclosure here, okay? I am a very small portion. I'm a technician in doing your surgery. And I could not be here today without my team behind me, okay? You have firsthand experience of this. So, critique my team. What did they do right? What did they do wrong? Because this is a really big decision. I mean, this is not a small decision from your perspective. So, critique my team.
They're very kind and sweet. One lady came in on a Sunday to do the light therapy for me. We met her up here. I mean, so they're just very, very accommodating and kind. And I've been to other places, you know, like I did some consults, and they were like extremely snooty. It's just it's a very open, warm environment here.
I think it's a function of wearing cowboy boots to operate.
You think? Yeah.
So, during the consultation, okay, you're talking, let's say you're talking to some random person, she calls you up and says, hey, I'm going to go see Dr. Athre for a consultation. Tell me about the consultation. What can I expect? ...
Well, you give a lot of background on what is going to happen and your approach, and you're very meticulous, which kind of comes through even when you're doing the assessment. Then all of that. You're very, very much attention to detail.
You're trying to tell everybody I'm obsessive compulsive.
Well, that's not what I would say. But anyway, that comes through in the result, right? Because he's writing on his chalkboard all these things he's going to do in one sitting that you wouldn't think would happen. You wouldn't think that you'd get the deep plane and the laser and the stem cell and the brow all in neck lift all at one time, but he's able to do it. I mean, he does it all day long for you, so it's great.
So one of my key things that I believe in, okay, is that preparation is the key to success, okay? Now, there's one part of preparing, I would say, on my part, like getting the surgery portion. Now, for the patient, there is physical preparation, emotional preparation, psychological preparation. I mean, there's all these things going on. Do you feel you were prepared? Critique us. How did we do with respect to that?
Well, you have everything scheduled up. The ladies are really, your assistant in the surgery is very, very good. Very, very good. So I think it went really
well, really smoothly. And so that helps you not feel nervous because y'all know what you're doing.
You live, without violating your privacy, you live a pretty significant distance from our office. Houston is a city of distances, and you live on the other side. How long was your commute this morning?
Like 50 minutes or
It's almost an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. I am sure that you could have most likely seen people that were closer to your house. Okay. And you said, I went and saw several consultations. What stuck out saying, hey, I'm going to commit to something that requires me to travel, requires certain inconveniences, okay? But this is why I did that.
Well, it's my face, so I'm not looking for somebody that's near. I want somebody that's really good, really, really good. So I would travel.
So the question we were on is preparation. So physical preparation, emotional preparation, psychological preparation. Critique us. How did we do? And that's where we were.
Well, we did the light therapy before. I knew very thorough on the instructions that I received. There really wasn't that much to it. Avoid some things and take the prescriptions that he called in for me as the final days before the surgery, and then come and be comfortable because it's going to be all day that he's going to be working on me. So I had already had a surgery with you, so I was comfortable from that sense, and it's very warm and welcoming here. So I was calm when I came in.
So one of the things you've kind of alluded to a couple of times through this process is the light therapy. So tell me about the light therapy. This is, so to anyone who's listening, we're talking about elixir. This is something new in my office, and I'm a believer. So from the patient perspective, go through that process of me telling you about it, whether it's the first time you heard about it, what your thoughts are, what were your initial impressions, and kind of talk about it.
I believe in the light therapy. I've had IPLs. I have a Lima laser at the house that I do when I'm reading the paper in the morning. I think it works, and so this is that on steroids because it's a big machine. But I probably did it like 6, 7, 8 times. I'm not sure. 20 minutes, you're just laying there, but it helps prepare your skin to deal with the healing and stuff. I think it really helps with that, minimizes problems.
So with respect to your post-operative period, okay, go through that with somebody because where my question to you lies, to be more concrete, is this. I think you're a working woman, okay? You work every day, okay? So how important is rapid recovery to your decision-making process? How did the things that we do fit into that puzzle and critique us as well? So there's my concrete questions.
Well, number one, I think the deep plane is probably a bit faster and more, because you're not pulling and stretching or separating a lot of tissues and stuff. So I think that helps with the speed of it. I could be wrong, but that's my thought is on that. I went to Philadelphia on a business trip 3 weeks after, and I had my hair down. There were scars here, but it looked good. And I went to my parents like 2 weeks after because I had to be back on Zoom and around people. The swelling was the thing that would kind of deviate a little bit. Your cheeks might be swollen a little bit one day, and this might swell, but then it goes back down and it's still continuing to tighten. So it wasn't really problematic. This little area right here, we did some heavy laser here, and I had to really use the concealers and stuff to cover that. That was a little prickly, but other than that, it was pretty easy.
How many days post-operatively, and we did some very heavy laser on you. How many days post-operatively overall from the whole procedure do you think that when you first became presentable, I could go out and not look like a weirdo?
It's probably about 10 days.
10 days. Cool.
It was mostly because if we wouldn't have done the laser, it would have been quicker.
Yeah.
Right?
But I think that is one of the biggest things I see about your eyes is that area looks
Smooth.
fantastic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your recovery process, a lot of your overall recovery is because you're super healthy, you do your portion of things. Mm-hmm. How much do you think the combination of, say, Elixir and the photobiomodulation contributed to your recovery process?
Well, it's kind of hard for me to gauge because I'm not seeing this stuff all the time. But I think that in the local anesthesia, it was very quick bounce back. You know, maybe 2 days groggy.
Let's say you get to talk to Jane Doe. Jane Doe calls you up and says, hey, listen, I'm thinking about a facelift. I don't know. I don't know if I should do it. I shouldn't. What would you tell Jane Doe? Well,
when you're ready to do it, right? And there's really nothing to be afraid of because if you look, did a lot of looking at his pictures and videos and that type of thing, and there was nothing there that scared me, right? People didn't look drawn, and it's worth it. I mean, it's really worth it. I'm glad I did it.
So, kind of final insights. I have 2 questions and we'll wrap up. One of the first questions, so you mentioned that a couple of things that you've mentioned is that you recently had Thanksgiving dinner with some family. You went to see your parents. You had work meetings. How do you think this process or this facial rejuvenation has changed you, or what are other people's reactions of you and your gestalt on this?
Mm-hmm. I think I've noticed a difference. Like if I go into a store, people wait on me quickly, especially in Home Depot. My husband walks by me, he kisses me pretty much constant, like he's looking at me and kissing me. That's nice, right? I think it makes you more confident, and you're not worried about how you look. You don't look tired and sad looking,
Are you comfortable with pulling your hair back?
Not yet, because there's these little things still here, but I'm doing it at home.
Okay.
I can't wait because I love to put my hair back.
Okay, good. Last thing, overall, okay? Mm-hmm. If you have to, and I want 100% honesty. One of the things that I think is very important between the relationship that I have with my patients, you're not my patient, okay? Mm-hmm. We have a relationship, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right? And this is what I believe. Yeah. So therefore, critique me. Tell me what I did right. And I know I'm putting you on the spot, okay? But tell me what I did wrong, because I want to get better.
What you did right, you're kind, you're authentic in the way you speak, and you can tell you really care. You're not pushing anything because it's all there. Like there's the price, and it's the price, right? It's the same as everybody else's, pretty much. But you're doing so much more. I wore some bad shoes, and there were some bows on my feet. He went and put ointment on them when he saw them because I didn't. It's just comfortable and a good rapport. So.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And what I want to say about you is this, okay? And I know you're like going, what the hell is he going to say? This is not you. I really meant what I said. You're not my patient. Mm-hmm. And this is something I've learned over 18 plus years of doing this. I don't know how to have patience. Okay? I have relationships. Mm-hmm. And you're right. I love doing this. And part of this whole process, one of the things I was telling my team today, okay, is this really is a journey for these people. It's like taking somebody and saying, hey, listen, I'm going to send you to Venice. Mm-hmm. Okay? So I get the opportunity. It is like the greatest gift. I get to see you before, I get to see little snapshots of time, and in my head, it's like a film strip that I get to see. Okay, I get to hear your stories about Thanksgiving dinner and what people said.
Yeah.
Okay, and I get to put it all together, and this is why I'm doing this project of creating stories about people. It's what we do when we are on a family trip. We take photos, and this is what I'm trying to do with you guys.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. That's
Okay,
good.
so thank you so much for participating.
Thank you.